on a course that will take us behind the scenes of our working production center here at the studios. And your first photo opportunity is coming up on your right. If you take a look high up in the sky, you'll see the symbol of the Disney-MGM studios. It's our award-winning Eiffel Tower. The tower stands 13 stories tall and is capped off by a set of Mickey Mouse ears that weigh in at 16 tons. And in case you're wondering, that's a hat size of 342 3/8. Now, also off to the right-hand side, a little closer to the ground, you'll see one of our prop storage areas that we refer to as a motor pool. The futuristic-looking cars were used in the movie Blade Runner, which starred Harrison Ford. The black classic car with the green spokes was used in the movie The Untouchables, which starred Sean Connery and Kevin Costner. And all of the colorful vintage cars that you'll see as we round the corner, starting with the red car all the way down to the end. These were used in the movie Dick Tracy, which starred Warren Beatty and Madonna. Now, across the street to the left-hand side, you'll see some of the bungalows, which house production teams currently working here in our studios. In bungalow number 1, it's home to Blue Wave Productions, and they produce the Mickey Mouse Club. Bungalow number 2 is home to Ed McMahon's Star Search 93. And in bungalow number 3, it's home to a company called Ivan Tours, and they're working on the movie Flipper. Right now, the cheapest steering is sent to a small branch of our grades department where we store plants, trees, and shrubs until they are needed on the set. If you take a look off to the right-hand side, you'll see that all of these are grown in portable boxes. This makes it a lot easier for us to transport these to and from the set. Greenery is often used to hide what the camera is not supposed to see. For instance, we might use a row of the tall trees that you see in back to hide the fact that only a small portion of our set was actually built. And here in our greens department, we also have our own cast of characters. All of the sculpted shrubs coming up on your right are what we call topiaries, and some of these can take up to 10 years to fully develop. We have about 160 of these scattered throughout the Walt Disney property. And now we're going inside for just a few minutes to visit one of our more glamorous departments here at the studios, creative costuming. Here in costuming, more than 180 artists design and manufacture costumes for our motion picture, television, and entertainment needs. Throughout our costuming tunnel, you'll see some of the original costumes worn by Julia Roberts and 75,000 yards of fabric each year. Here in Florida, we're proud to say that we have the world's largest working wardrobe with over 2.5 million garments, and that number keeps on growing every working day. Now, just beyond our costuming department, you're going to see one of our technical areas, our lighting department. Here in our lighting department, we can have, last but certainly not least, you'll see our scenic shop. Here in our scenic shop, carpenters begin work on sets that are later finished on our sound stages. Our carpenters have worked on such sets as the sets for Wheel of Fortune when they were taking here in our studios, the sets for the Mickey Mouse Club, as well as the sets for Ed McMahon's Star Search 93. And another good example of some of our carpenters' work will be coming up on your left-hand side. Sister Act, Bill Campbell and Jennifer Connelly in The Rocketeer, and also the four lovely ladies from the Emmy Award-winning television series, The Golden Girls. Here in costuming, it all begins with a designer's sketch, some of which you'll see along that far wall. From there, seamstresses and tailors take over, and they use over 175,000 yards of fabric each year. Here in Florida, we're proud to say that we have the world's largest working wardrobe with over 2.5 million garments, and that number keeps on growing every working day. Now, just beyond our costuming department, you're going to see some of our technical areas. The first area coming up for our production needs on or off the lot. It also happens to be enough power to illuminate the entire city of Orlando. The 3 rooms following our lighting department are our audio department, and the next 2 rooms are the camera departments here in our studios. But across the way to the right-hand side, you'll see a very special Delta L-1011. This airplane has been modified for production purposes and has been used in various commercials as well as promotional projects for Delta Airlines. This airplane was recently used in the motion picture Passenger 57, which is a Warner Brothers production starring Wesley Snipes, and you can see this at a theater near you right now. That is off the way to the left-hand side. Last but certainly not least, you'll see our scenic shop. Here in our scenic shop, carpenters begin to work on sets that are later finished on our sound stages. Our carpenters have built such sets as the sets for Wheel of Fortune when they were taping here in our studios, the sets for the Mickey Mouse Club, and as well as the sets for Ed McMahon's Star Search 93. And another good example of some of their work will be coming up on your left-hand side as we exit out of our tunnel. To your left, you'll see a guard shack that has Sterling Research Division written on it. This guard shack, along with the van that you see, were used in the final scenes of the movie Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. It was just facades. This means that they are just empty shells used for exterior shots only. If you take a look through the front window or even through the garage door of this first home, you can see clear through the house all the way to the backyard. But that's okay if it's a little drafty on our back lot, because here we can even control the weather. And keep that in mind. You'll get a better example of this a little later in the tour. Across the street to the left-hand side, you'll see two Cadillacs parked in the driveway there. The red Cadillac convertible was used in the touchdown picture comedy The Gun and Betty Lou's Handbag, and the teal-colored Cadillac was used in the film Tin Men, which starred Richard Dreyfuss and Danny DeVito. And keep looking off to the left-hand side, and most of you will probably recognize the beige home coming up with all the ferns in front. I'll give you a big hint. It is television home to B. Arthur, Rue McClanahan, Betty White, and Estelle Getty. It's home to the Emmy Award-winning Golden Girls. Now, exterior shots of the home were shot right here on our backlot in Florida, then edited together with interior footage that was shot on a soundstage down in California to bring you the show, which was shown on Saturday night. And if you're familiar with the Golden Girls show, you also may know that they have some neighbors called the Westons, and across the street to the right-hand side, you'll see our newest facade here on Residential Street. It's a peach-colored two-story home with a beautiful landscaping. This is the home from the television series Empty Nest, which stars. A little later in the tour, we will return to this area so you can get a better view of all of our buildings. The New York production. At the beginning of our Blackjack Savage, the blue helicopter cockpit was used in the movie Blue Thunder, which starred Roy Scheider. And the tail section of the silver plane was used in the 1942 classic Casablanca, which starred Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman. You can see the foot section of this plane also here at our studios in the great movie ride attraction located in the Chinese Theater. The three blue sedans coming up on your right are just 3 of the 7 that were used in this movie, and can you guess which one Roger got a hold of? That's right, the one that now looks like a convertible. And you may also want to look carefully at the Pacific Electric trolley car, because while it may appear to be a real trolley car, it's actually just a modified bus. Behind those fake trolley wheels are actually just rubber bus tires. And just past our yacht club here, you'll see 2 silver space pods in each region. Since we are going inside, I do need to ask that once again you please remain seated at all times. So it's very important for your safety, because we will be going over a very bumpy bridge. And you might want to hold on extra tight to all of those valuable belongings, because we don't want to lose anything while we're inside. Okay, Diana, as we went down just up ahead, so I can point out a few things for our guests, and then we'll be moving and right along. And also check and see if they'll run that special effect race sequence for us while we're inside here. Now, the Undertaker truck that you see up on the hill is a good example of a large-scale prop, like which we just saw back at our boat yard. That truck may not look too bad. As I was telling you earlier in the tour, here on our backlot, we can even control the weather. Well, oftentimes in a production, just like this one, for example, the script will call for a real downpour. And in the movie-making business, time is money, and our crew just can't wait around for Mother Nature. So when the cameras are ready to roll the rain,